Can you wipe the windscreen, please? And then go left. Just take it slow, a little bit slow, please. Slow down a bit. Just take it slow, a little bit slow, please. Slow down a bit. Is there anything specific that you are afraid of?
Not really, to be honest. Yeah, I feel very ready to go for the test.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes, you never know what happens.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you read the page there.
Things to look out.
So if I don't give you directions, you just follow the road and be directed by road signs, signals, and road markings. So I'm not gonna ask you to do anything illegal. So everything I asked you, that means it's okay to do it. Okay.
Okay.
But if you have any questions, you can always ask me. So if you ask me the questions did you mean turn right here, or did you mean turn right there? Or if you ask me to repeat directions, I actually don't mind. Okay. But if you ask me questions like what's the speed limit here, I'm afraid I might not be able to help because you're obviously doing a mock test. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you some questions about the car. Maybe just three questions.
Yeah.
Pretty much. On the test day, they usually ask you 2 or 3 questions. So can you show me how you would turn on the headlights and then high beams? Okay, that's good. And then the front windscreen wipers. Yep, good. And then the back wipers. Yep, good. And then the front washers. Yep, good. And the back one.
The back one.
Okay, good.
Kavvner answers all the pre-test questions correctly.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, are the side mirrors okay? All the mirrors are fine?
I checked.
Okay, good. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're ready, you can drive out just left, please.
Kavvner moves off very well with proper observations and signal.
And then go right.
When exiting the center, Kavvner is going slightly fast.
And then left. And then left again.
When entering this main road, Kavvner uses the left lane to build up the speed. He stops and waits for oncoming cars before merging, which is completely fine.
Heavy traffic.
At this roundabout coming up, follow the road.
You mean go straight?
Yep.
Kavvner chooses a safe gap when entering this multi-lane roundabout. He also uses the correct signal when exiting the roundabout.
Then when safe to do so, change to the right lane.
I ask Kavvner to change to the right lane, and he does a good lane change with proper observations. At this right turn, Kavvner does not steer the car properly and overshoots the turn. As you can see in the video, there is a bit of water on the windscreen, but Kavvner is not using the windscreen wipers. This is a driving fault in the driving test. He does it again later on in the video, but that time I had to intervene. After turning right, Kavvner builds up the speed very well. When turning left across a bicycle lane, it's important to check the mirrors and blind spots. Kavvner carries out good observations.
Then I'm gonna ask you to take the next left. At the traffic light, take the slip lane.
These two lanes are forming one lane, and Kavvner does well to signal and to check the blind spot.
And I ask you to take the slip lane on the left, please.
He again does well to check the blind spot before turning left. good speed and observations merging on the motorway. He also does well to slow down as the speed drops from 100 km per hour to 80 km per hour, then to 70 km per hour. I asked Kavvner to change lane and he does well.
When safe to do so, change to the right lane. Middle lane.
When changing back to the left lane, Kavvner moves the steering wheel too soon and gets very close to the front car, which is a critical driving error.
And then when safe to do so, I'm going to ask you to change back to the left lane. Very close to that car.
There is a queue of traffic coming up and Kavvner does not slow down on time, which results in an abrupt braking.
Then I'm gonna get you to turn left.
Good observations before turning into the slip lane. Kavvner carries out good observations at this slip lane. Sometimes people miss checking at this intersection. These two lanes are merging into one lane, and Kavvner recognizes this, signals, and carries out good observations.
Just before the traffic lights, there is a street there, so I would like you to go right, please.
Good right turn.
Okay, and then take the first street on your left.
Kavvner approaches this left turn a bit too fast.
You can just follow the road.
Kavvner leaves a safe gap between our vehicle and parked vehicles. He again leaves a safe gap between our vehicle and parked vehicles.
At the end of this street, turn right.
In the next few minutes, Kavvner makes 4 critical driving errors and they are all close to each other. First, Kavvner does not give way to the approaching vehicle when turning right. The approaching car had to brake for us, which is a critical driving error.
And then go left.
Second, I asked Kavvner to turn left at the next intersection, but he does not slow down on time and approaches the turn too fast, so I ask him to slow down. This mistake is a critical driving error.
Just take it slow, a little bit slow please. Slow down a bit. And then go right.
Third, I asked Kavvner to turn right, but he turns too early and cuts a corner. Part of our car is on the wrong side of the road, which is a critical driving error.
And then I'm gonna ask you to pull over on the left.
4, I asked Kavvner to pull over on the left, but he stops in the middle of the street. I had to ask him to get closer to the curb as it is not safe to stop in the middle of the road.
All done?
Oh, park.
Now, if you look at where the car is, we are still on the road. So the whole vehicle is pretty much still on the road.
Okay.
So when you're pulling over, you don't want to stay on the road. You need to be closer. Okay, so when you're ready, I would like you to reverse the vehicle in a straight line, please.
Kavvner carries out good observations before starting a straight line reverse. He also carries out this straight line reverse maneuver correctly.
Okay, that should do. And then whenever you're ready, you can turn around the car.
Good observations before turning around the car. He also does a good 5-point turn.
And then at the end of the street, turn left, please.
Good left turn.
and then go left at the end.
Again, Kavvner does well with this left turn. After turning left, he builds up the speed very well.
At this roundabout coming up, follow the road straight.
Good judgment and signal at this roundabout.
When you get to the end of the street, turn left.
At the end of the street, there is a stop sign. Kavvner does well to stop, but the front of the car is over the solid white line, which is a non-critical driving error. The speed limit on this street is 60 km per hour, and Kavvner shows good speed management.
At the next traffic lights, you can take the slip lane on the left.
There is a bicycle lane on our left, and Kavvner carries out good observations before driving into the slip lane. Good observations turning left.
When safe to do so, you can change to the right lane.
Good lane change. Well done stopping when the traffic lights turn to amber. Good observations driving through the traffic lights.
So we're gonna take the second street on your right. Not that street, it's the second one.
Good observations before turning right. Kavvner also choose a safe gap before turning right. When driving, it is the responsibility of the driver to ensure that they have a clear view of the road ahead, especially when driving in the rain. While on this street, it started to rain and Kavvner didn't turn on the windscreen wipers, so I had to ask him to turn them on. Because I had to verbally assist, this is a critical driving error.
Can you wipe the windscreen, please? At the end of the street, you can go left.
Good left turn. After turning left, Kavvner recognizes that the speed limit is 50 km per hour, which is very good.
At the next set of traffic lights, you can go right, please.
Well done increasing the speed of the windscreen wipers as the rain intensifies.
And then at this set of traffic lights, go right.
When the lights turn to green and there is no arrow, Kavvner moves forward, ready to turn, which is very good. He also does well to turn when the light changes to red.
Take the second street on your right. Here.
Good right turn.
And then not this intersection, the next intersection, you can follow the road.
Kavvner does well at this staggered crossroad.
At the end of the street, turn left.
Good left turn.
And then go right at the end.
Good right turn.
So here you can just go around the bend, follow the bend around. Follow the bend.
Well done leaving a safe gap between our vehicle and parked vehicles.
And then just do a U-turn at the end of the street. So just when you get to the end, just do a U-turn.
I asked Kavvner to do a U-turn at the cul-de-sac and he does well.
And then at the end of this street, turn right. Actually not at the end, sorry, just this turn here. You can go right here.
Good right turn.
And then take the first left.
Kavvner does the next left and right turns correctly.
And and then at this intersection go right. You can actually make the wipers go a bit slower. Yeah. Or maybe turn them off because I think the rain has stopped. At this intersection coming up, you can go right.
We are turning right into the main road and there is some traffic. Kavvner does well by not rushing and waiting until it is safe to turn.
The next set of traffic lights, I'm gonna get you to turn left.
I ask Kavvner to turn left at the next set of traffic lights and he does well to change lane. Good merge at the Form 1 lane sign. Coming up is another critical driving error. We are driving on a 60 km per hour road and the speed limit drops to 40 km per hour because of roadworks. Kavvner recognizes this but starts to speed up before the roadworks end, so I had to ask him to slow down. At this Form 1 lane, Kavvner indicates right, which is incorrect. We just need to check the mirrors and blind spots.
Keep it below 40 until you pass the sign. You're gonna pass that sign first.
When passing through the railway crossing, we have to look left and right. Kavvner does not look, which is an uncritical driving error.
Then you can change to the left lane.
I ask Kavvner to change to the left lane and he does a good lane change with proper observations and signal.
You're going straight. Actually, yeah, you can go left. Yeah, turn left is fine.
There is a couple of left and right turns coming up and Kavvner does them well.
And then take the first right. And then right again. then left.
Well done stopping at this stop sign.
And go right. So I'm gonna get you to park the vehicle just straight up, please.
Kavvner parks very well. We've come to the end of this mock test and it's now time for feedback.
Alright, so what do you think?
I made quite a few mistakes, especially when you had to intervene when I was turning too fast at left. Yeah. And when I changed lane to the left, I made sure to give the guy the red car away, but when he wasn't far enough, then I changed to the left lane already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know when you are driving behind someone, how many seconds should you leave?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. What about it when it's raining?
Slightly more.
Yeah, you have to double that.
3 or 4. Yeah.
So you in the normal conditions, that will be 2 seconds. Okay, but if it's raining like now, you're gonna double that distance. Okay, so that was a critical driving error.
You mean when I changed to
Yeah,
fast?
yeah. So you need to wait until that the red car has passed, and then just about 4 seconds, and then change. Yeah.
Okay.
You should have waited maybe another 1 or 2 seconds, and then change.
Okay.
Yeah.
In case you suddenly brakes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it takes longer for the car to stop when it's raining. And then when I had to tell you to slow down, so that's probably a little bit of something to work on, because you need to read the road ahead. So if you're going right, you need to know when you should be slowing down. If you're going left, you should know when to slow down.
Okay. But
you're going fast and you're braking last second. You're braking when you're already there. Okay. Because the car, especially again, the rain is. If it's raining, the vehicle takes longer to slow down as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not too long, but it does take slightly longer than normal. Okay. So you should be reading the road ahead. If you're turning left, you should be slowing down within 30 meters. Just come off of that accelerator, because you know you're going to turn. Okay. So you had a number of mistakes related to that, but that other one, that particular one was serious.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had to intervene, obviously. So we have. And then another critical error was when I asked you to. I'm not supposed to help you out when you are even when you go for your driving test. An examiner, the moment they help out with anything, that's usually not good. So for me, I was starting to struggle to see. So that's why I asked you to turn on the wipers. Okay. So you need to make sure that when you're driving, the wipers need to be on if it's raining. Okay. And you cannot wait for the examiner to tell you to turn them on. Make sure you have a clean windscreen every time. It has to be clear. Okay. Yeah, so that was a critical error. Obviously, when you do your test, probably it's not going to be raining. So so we have this one. And then there was one particular time where you turned. So you know when you're turning right, so you have a road like this. It was a little bit of a small street. And I asked you to go right. You cannot cut a corner like this. Your car, if I draw it, because there was no lines there. But if I was gonna put lines there, here, see where the car is?
Yeah.
It's on the wrong side of the road. Okay. So that's a critical driving fault.
Even though there's no lines?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You need to drive up and then turn. You cannot cut a corner.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we have this one, and then now there was also another one where I don't know if you remember this, but there was a time where you turned right, and I thought of intervening, but if I was gonna intervene, it was probably not gonna be safe if I was gonna intervene, because there was a car on the other side. Okay, so you turning right, then there is a car coming down here, the middle line here. There's another vehicle parked on the left. Just wait a little bit longer.
Oh, I remember that.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
I went for the brake, but I was like, if I was gonna stop, you probably will be stuck here because there was no way to go. Probably I was gonna try and accelerate and get you going, but yeah, because that car was there, I was like, yeah, but this person actually, they kind of like braked.
Okay.
But when the moment you force someone braking a test, that's a critical driving error. Okay, so just make sure you have plenty of time to go before you turn. And then when you pull over the car, so that was also a critical error, because so you were still in your normal driving position, like a lot of space there. Because imagine if we were gonna leave the vehicle, we cannot leave the car here, it's too far.
Okay.
So when you're pulling over, make sure you are close enough. Okay.
How close would you say?
So around, usually around 30 centimeters should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So your car, the tires should be like almost touching the garage.
Almost touching it.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, even touching is fine.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you stopped like in the middle of the street. That's where you stop. That's the driving position. That's like 1.5 meters from the curb.
Okay.
So that's like the normal driving position is too far. Yeah. Because if we were gonna go, yeah, the car is like well in the middle of the road, so that you cannot leave the car here. There. Okay, let's see. Overshoot the right turn, I think. Remember when we went up to the traffic light? And you turned right? So we went straight through the roundabout.
Okay.
And the next traffic lights, you had to go right.
Yeah.
What happened there? You remember? You remember when you turned right?
Maybe not really. Was I going too fast again?
Yeah, so remember your car like went up and then you had to like brake to bring it back?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that happened a few times actually.
Yeah, so you need to work on your right turns, because you overshot that turn as well. It's like it was like something similar to this. So we're coming down here, we're going to go right, and then instead of like turning and then staying there, you went like that, and you had to slow down a lot, and the car behind obviously had to slow down. That's not a critical error, but it's close. Yeah.
When will it be a critical error in that case?
If the examiner had to brake. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's pretty close though. I was almost ready to brake because you were almost heading to this point.
So I didn't brake soon enough.
I think you need to. You know what the point of turn is?
Yeah.
So you need to pick a point in the car. When you're turning right, you should be like, usually it's the mirror in line with the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you turn. But also you need to be having the proper steering operations. Because sometimes you like crossing hands with your steering wheel. So you make sure you work on that. I don't know, what did your instructor teach you? Did they teach you the hand over hand or the pull and push?
I just did it naturally.
Naturally, yeah. So if you're doing the hand over hand, make sure you're going for it properly. Or if you're doing the pull push, just rotating the steering the way it's supposed to be rotated. But sometimes you're like going like this. You don't want to do that. So that's why all of these problems, usually it's actually to do with your steering wheel. Because I actually wrote it down here. That's probably, this is gonna come under like specific repeated driving errors. Because it actually did happen quite often. I'm gonna look at the video. I'm gonna add more comments when I check it out. Okay.
So this led to me like overturning, or is it just like dangerous because I left it like that?
Which one?
The steering operation.
No, there was a few problems. Sometimes improper steering. Steering. I was supposed to write techniques. So you need to. Okay, improper steering technique turns the steering wheel waiting to turn right. So one particular time I ask you to go right, and then we are waiting for oncoming vehicles. So you're doing a great job there. You're waiting for cars to come. But then you turn the steering wheel like to the right while waiting.
Okay.
Now, the reason why that's a driving fault is if someone was gonna accidentally hit you from behind, where is your car gonna go?
Onto the oncoming traffic.
In the path of oncoming traffic, because you've turned the tires like that. Okay, so when you're turning right, you have to have your tires facing straight.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. If you're going left, that will be okay, because it's okay if it's left, even if someone hit you behind you, you just go like that. But the moment like you turn the tires like that, and then you need to have them straight.
I see.
Okay. Does not steer a steady course. So this means that sometimes you're going in a straight line and you're like turning too much. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions with this one?
No, not really. It was very.
Right turn, cut the corner half of the vehicle. I think I've explained this one here. When we went out of the center as well, take your time. What's the rush?
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a car park, right? Car park, just about 10 kilometers an hour. Actually, it says 10 there when you're going up. And then it becomes 20. But just, you were taking it a bit too fast. So just take it easy. Does not use windscreen wipers.
Yeah.
And then overshoots a right turn. That's that other one. Does not check rear view mirror when braking. Sometimes when you brake, especially when you brake suddenly, you wanna check that mirror.
So so you just like take a glance, but what about the car in front? What do you? So
you have a glance, 1 second, and you check. You look for that.
Okay, so you look for cars that are too close behind you
to see what's going on behind you.
Okay.
And
also, the 40 roadworks and then the 60 roadworks.
That I didn't write it. Thanks for reminding me. That's actually a critical driving error. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I should have like 40 up to 60 then.
So if you say 40, so this is a road. This is 60, and then it says 40, and then it says 40, and then it says 60. So this is 60. By the time you get to 40, you need to be doing 40. By the time you get to 40, you have to stay at 40, and then it stays at 40. You cannot start accelerating when you until you reach the 60.
So the 41 here fail. 41, 42, and
Some people have gotten away with it in the past, but some people have not. Yeah, it's always better safe to just keep it below 40. Because I know some people they've like started accelerating just maybe 2 seconds before the 60, and the examiner will let them get away with it.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's better to just be careful.
Yeah.
Okay. Same as when we went on the motorway and we were going from 100 to 80. You passed you passed 80, but you were still going fast.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you managed to drop it. So again, some examiners might have to intervene there.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll be a little bit careful. So you know the 80 is coming up, come off of the accelerator, just get on the brake.
Okay.
And also don't worry about what other people are doing, because some people, they will be speeding and stuff.
Okay.
So okay. Did you have any questions with this?
No, not really. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
I think you'll be okay if you just work on your turns.
I think I'm not really used to him.
Yeah, just work on your turns and the steering wheel, especially.
Okay.
You want to be consistent with the way you operate in the steering wheel.
So yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't rush through turns as well. Okay. All right, I'll give you this one. You can have a read. And all right, all the best.